Coming up on Fulton Today, county residents speak out about where they cast their vote.
Concerns of voter confusion ahead of the November elections prompts the Board of Registration and Elections to change its mind about changing polling locations. I'm Brian Robinson, and I'll have that story coming up.
And the Sheriff's Office helps the less fortunate get their lives back on track. That and more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Fulton County and Atlanta residents speak out to the Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections about its plans to make some polling location changes before the big election in November. FGTV's Brian Robinson joins us now with more on that story and more with what will be on the ballot.
The November special and municipal election will decide 2 commissioner seats and Atlanta's next mayor. With so much at stake, residents felt changing the polling locations now would have caused too much confusion.
Now they have a new school in that area that is not going to allow us to use it as a polling place.
When Fulton's Registration and Elections board members gathered for their August meeting, they immediately knew by the packed boardroom that residents had some concerns. Those concerns were about the board's original plan to modify a number of polling locations for the November special and municipal election.
Voter suppression should be important to every resident in Fulton County, City of Atlanta. This is a big election.
For instance, the board initially proposed changing the Harper Archer Middle School precinct and moving it to the Aviation Community Cultural Center, and the Fickett Elementary School precinct to the Southwest Art Center, among others.
We made a number of changes, and we asked the Board of Commissioners to approve those. But in addition, there were 4 proposed changes which we declined to make. They won't go to the Board of Commissioners because there will be no changes to those polling places.
Election board members approved some 11 location changes that residents can see on the county's website.
Changes should not affect the election. We will notify the voters of those proposals that were in fact approved of changes. We also do a communications piece to kind of advise people of where their polling locations are if they are impacted.
When November 7th arrives, voters participating in the special election will be asked to fill 2 commission seats, the District 4 seat vacated by the late Joan Gardner,
meeting adjourned,
and the at-large commission seat vacated by Chairman John Eves. The outcome of the municipal election will decide the City of Atlanta's next mayor. So Fulton is preparing for a busy election season.
By all means, always verify before you go. Make sure you know before you go. Utilize the tools that are available to you, especially My Voter page.
This meeting is important because the Board of Registration and Elections is going to call the election for the chairperson of Fulton County, which will set the course for the future of the county. So the chairperson sets the agenda.
The Board of Registration and Elections say they may revisit changing polling locations after the elections. You can get the latest information by logging on to FultonElections.com. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Brian Robinson.
Thank you very much, Brian. Well, for some who've wanted to be a homeowner, that dream is now a little closer to being reality. Fulton's Department of Community Development staffers hosted a housing information session at the East Point Library to help moderate income citizens become homeowners. Session presenters offered guidance on the Fulton County Home Ownership Program known as HOP. This program provides up to 6% towards down payment costs and closing costs that do not exceed $10,000. Along with answering questions and helping the potential first-time homeowners navigate through the application process, the county's housing rehabilitation program was also explained.
We also talked about our 2017 annual action plan amendments. We have money that is available from different entities that we are moving to housing rehab under CDBG. Under the home program, we're moving a portion to housing rehab, and we're also moving a portion to our CHODO organizations.
Though buying a house can be overwhelming, the session helped those in attendance see that it is an obtainable goal.
People don't know about resources that are available to them to help them become homeowners, to make our neighborhoods whole, to become participants in the housing rehab program where they're receiving needed repairs to their home, and it helps restore and make the whole neighborhood sanitary, safe, and healthy through our programs.
You can call this number to learn more about HOP and other housing programs. An annual initiative of the Fulton County Sheriff's Office has hundreds of people standing in line for help and getting the help they need. FGTV's Felicia Church explains.
Nobody complains about us because this is our house.
Yes. Outside the Justice Center building in downtown Atlanta, the Sheriff's Office and its chaplaincy program conducted their 7th annual homeless initiative. Held in the form of a block party, county employees and several local churches lined up along Central Avenue to provide a day of hope for the homeless community.
It's very important to have events like this because sometimes when you're homeless, you don't feel like you're part of the community. So having events like this incorporates them back into the community. They get some of the items that they need, and they get a chance to be loved on.
Simple toiletries such as toothpaste, toothbrushes, deodorant, and soap, along with medical help, were offered to the hundreds of homeless who showed up. Hot, nourishing meals and counseling from the chaplains in attendance were also offered.
We work to build the gap between law enforcement and the community and the homeless, and we bring items that are donated for them, items that we take for granted.
The Homeless Initiative is just one of the many programs the Fulton County Sheriff's Office has established that gives back to the community.
We want to make sure that we try to take care of our homeless community. Sheriff Jackson's motto is homelessness is not a crime.
The initiative is also part of the agency's mission to provide support and educational services to the community as a method of preventing and reducing crime. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Felicia Church.
Thank you, Felicia. Well, Fulton has a brand new sheriff's deputy that appears to be all bark and all bite.
How about raising the right paw?
During a swearing-in ceremony inside the Justice Center Tower, Sheriff Ted Jackson deputized a new canine named Ian, as well as recited the oath of office to Ian and his handler, Deputy Cody Slay.
He's a good partner. He has an abundance of energy. He's very loyal and obedient. We had some bumps on the road, but that's to be expected. And he's going to be a good asset to the Fulton County Sheriff's Office.
Ian is a dual-purpose, 2-year-old, 85-pound Belgian Malinois, trained to track and apprehend suspects and detect explosive materials.
So it helps with the county as far as keeping its employees safe, as well as the visitors and those who are conducting business within county facilities, because we will be conducting these sweeps around county facilities throughout the day.
Prior to his certification as a canine handler, Deputy Slay worked with Ian for 13 weeks at the Alabama Canine Law Enforcement Officers Training Center. During training, both prepared for various types of terrain, atmosphere, and weather conditions, including the Alabama heat. Ian is now the 4th K-9 unit member that is a part of the Sheriff's Office Law Enforcement Division. And more now on a story we recently shared with you. 2 longtime Fulton prosecutors who were named in early August as one of Georgia's most powerful and influential attorneys will have their colleagues seeing red. In front of family, friends, and co-workers all dressed in red, symbolic of leadership, District Attorney Paul Howard Jr. declared one full day as Clint Rucker and Ron Dixon Day in the office, complete with proclamations.
One of the things I've noticed with young people, they want a model. They want something to aspire to become. As I always say, it's hard to be what you cannot see. And when you see lawyers and gentlemen like Clint and Rucker and Ron Dixon, it gives the lawyers a clear path to greatness.
Executive ADA Rucker and Deputy DA Dixon expressed appreciation.
I just simply love the work that we do. It's really a blessing to have the opportunity to serve the citizens of Fulton County like we do. Sometimes it's a thankless job. We work long hours. People really don't understand. Sometimes not even my family really understands the kind of burdens that we have to bear. but it's for a good cause.
One of the reasons I feel so blessed is because I work for Paul L. Hollis Jr. As I started calling him, my big brother from another mother.
The distinguished awards were given by the Women Works Media Group. As a token on the special day, both men donned the covers of the programs. And even though it was their day, when the reception was over, so too was the break. The men had to get right back to work. And still to come on Fulton Today, the first T-SPLOS funded project is underway. It's a part of our district by district coverage next. Fulton commissioners celebrate the first T-SPLOS funded project in North Fulton, and South Fulton residents tell their commissioner issues that are concerning them. Here's this week's district by district coverage. We begin with District 2 Commissioner Bob Ellis as he launches the first part of his opioid prevention plan with public service announcements. The interim chairman, along with other Fulton County officials and civic organizations, taped new PSAs as a part of the first ever Fulton County Opioid Awareness Month campaign.
My next step is to convene medical providers to begin an education and training effort for prescribing opioids. Education, prevention, treatment. Together, we will fight this crisis.
The interim chairman and the Fulton County Board approved an opioid prevention and abuse plan earlier this summer. Every single day, 2,500 teens use a prescription drug for non-medical reasons. And in 2015, 276,000 youth were using painkillers, and nearly half of them were addicted. Fulton commissioners joined North Fulton leaders for the successful kickoff of one of the T-SPLOS funded projects. The city of Sandy Springs is the first to begin its intersection improvement project at the corners of Mount Vernon Highway and Long Island Drive. City and county leaders marked the occasion with an official unveiling of the T-SPLOS construction sign.
We're kind of ground zero for a lot of things because we are a huge job center. You can see we're surrounded by residential areas, so there's a clash sometimes between our job centers like the hospital and the perimeter market and our residences. And the more we can do to help alleviate congestion and improve mobility, I think the happier everybody will be. And so we're really excited that this is going to be the very first project.
The T-SPLOS program is a countywide cooperative initiative approved by voters in 2016. District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. continues this quarter's community forum called District Dialogues. The commissioner hosted his second forum this quarter at the East Point Library. The meetings provide residents with an opportunity to hear the latest in county news, but also the chance to express their concerns on any topic.
We're talking about elections. We have the elections department here. We have the tax assessor's office here to talk about the new tax bills and the dates for filing an appeal. We've got our library director here to talk about the great renovations that will be going on here at East Point Library. So we're really excited.
And I found out in the city of Atlanta and in South Fulton, there's a lot of things need to be done for the citizens, and there's some burdens that our taxpayers are taking in this community that they need some relief from their government leaders. And I'm glad that Commissioner Arrington is listening to the senior citizens.
If you missed this quarter's meeting, the next series of district dialogues are scheduled for December. You can stay informed on District 5 happenings by visiting their website at fultoncommission5.com. And finally, District 6 Commissioner and seniors from all over the county make their way to the Harriet G. Darnell Center for the annual Darnell Chorus and Drama Summer Concert.
Want to thank the Darnell Chorus and the Darnell players for this wonderful program of inspiration and rededication to what this center stands for, which is a very simple word: love.
The choir members are all participants of the facility, as are the drama members.
The chorus group asked the drama group to come and be a part of their hour of inspiration.
We felt that for this day and time, we needed to just take out 1 hour to bring joy and hope and truth to the participants of the Darnell Multipurpose Facility.
From gospel to some oldies but goodies, concert goers enjoyed the music and enjoyed the mini production. The choir and the drama team at the Darnell Senior Multipurpose are just a few of the many fun programs provided by the county's aging department. You can learn all about the senior programming by calling the county's Star Line. And up next on Fulton Today, getting much needed child and health resources for free. Stay with us. Fulton families in need get some much needed health services thanks to a free resource fair at one county facility. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has the story.
I'm going to write everything down for you. In the packed county facility, residents from all over Fulton came for service.
You want to load them up with food.
From food to AIDS testing to child care service information, on this day at the Oak Hill Child, Adolescent and Family Center, it was one-stop shopping at the Community Resource Expo.
We provide in a range of family individual counseling services, psychiatric evaluations, case management, helping families find resources that they need in the community.
Included in the day-long fair was a dental clinic, a regular service at Oak Hill.
We see any children and adolescents between the ages of 1 and 18. We provide all dental services that need to have provided. We accept all Medicaid programs, as well as we have a sliding fee qualification program for the people that come in that don't have Medicaid.
Fulton seniors took advantage of the information provided about their aging services, but it was mothers with young kids who showed up needing the most assistance.
The most interesting was some of the educational opportunities for the mothers and some of the like activities like child care, what I need for the babies.
About 250 people that came out to show up. A lot of people did receive different services for dental, HIV testing, and also food pantries.
Many of the services provided here at the expo are provided all year long at various county facilities. Visit the Fulton County website to get more information so that you can get your family the services they need. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Priscilla Ortega.
Thank you, Priscilla. Meanwhile, Fulton renews its commitment to provide services for residents with HIV and AIDS. The Board of Commissioners has approved a contract between Fulton County and the Grady Health System to provide services for its Ryan White program. Now, the contract totals over $134,000 and will be used to provide clinical laboratory services.
In the past, people thought of San Francisco as having the greatest number of HIV cases or the highest number of new infections. Well, over the past couple of years, their rate has gotten down to about 200 new cases a year. And in Fulton County, our cases are going up from 600 every year. So we've still got a long way to go to make sure that we're doing an effective job of taking care of the people who are living with HIV disease, but also ensuring that we're helping our citizens in not spreading disease to other people.
The Ryan White program improves the availability and quality of care for low-income, uninsured, and underinsured individuals and families affected by HIV. The educational campaign to save kids from overdosing on opioids has begun. As we mentioned earlier in the show, public service announcements are in production to air all September as September is being declared Opioid Abuse Awareness Month in Fulton County. While the vice chair taped his on the FGTV studio, a number of Fulton County kids taped PSAs at the county's teen center called the Clubhouse.
Did you know most kids who misuse prescription pills are unaware of this danger?
The mission of the PSAs is to give kids cold, hard facts about the dangers of opioid drugs.
A lot of teens, depending on their environment, are trying to escape certain realities, and so for that reason, they oftentimes resort to drugs.
The public service announcements will air right here on FGTV, on the county's websites, and on all of the county's social media platforms. And still to come on Fulton Today, while your local library is going to bring in some brand new visitors in September. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. Effective planning now could save your family a whole lot of grief later. That's part of the advice given by the cooperative extension agents at an estate planning class at the Aviation Community Cultural Center. Attendees were taught the importance of making decisions and a plan now, and explained how it's more than just who gets their belongings. From the way their property is titled to beneficiary designations on things like life insurance and Roth IRAs, there was a lot of valuable information shared.
So what are the different components of estate planning? It's not just creating a will and knowing that you have a will, but it's also knowing about the other options out there.
Everyone in the class received a folder of handouts for wills, trust, powers of attorney, and copies of financial power of attorneys and the Georgia Advanced Directive of Health Care. Similar, shorter versions of the class will be offered at various county library branches in the month of October. To learn more, just call the Cooperative Extension Office at 404-332-2400. And finally, library officials are booking on more youngsters signing up for a library card in September. That's because September is designated as National Library Card Sign-Up Month. Children of all ages are encouraged to register for their own library card with a parent or guardian signature.
We use September as our time to get renewed, get your library card, because this is the time of the year that most parents, most children are getting ready for a new school year. They're getting ready to get everything they need to succeed and have a successful school year.
Children and teenagers who sign up for a Fulton County Library card in the month of September will receive a bag as a gift to carry their books while supplies last. Once the card is in hand, there is so much to take advantage of.
In a nutshell, everything that you can download online, books, music, movies, you can also use our databases, you can come to story times, you can check out books, you can get park passes. It's really a huge gamut of opportunities with that library card.
Recognized nationally, Library Card Sign-Up Month is celebrating its 30th anniversary. It's a way to remind parents and children that signing up for a library card is the first step towards academic achievement and lifelong learning. Absolutely, I've got my card. Well, before we go, our reminder that we'd like to connect with you online. You can watch a replay of this very show and other FGTV programs anytime on our YouTube channel. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news and stories. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.